Welcome to the No Shot NBA podcast with Chuck and Duck. And engineer Ben behind the scenes.
I think as long
Short
as it's
pod.
Short pod. That's all we're doing.
Although I might let it go off the rails today.
I hope it gets off the rails. That's
We'll see.
less rails, more fun.
Train wreck.
Speaking of train wreck.
Speaking of train wreck, you seen this?
Seen this? No, Chuck's never seen it.
Trainwreck?
You
No,
seen
I've
this?
never seen Trainwreck.
That's
Seen this
LeBron,
train
though.
wreck?
It's basketball content.
One of LeBron's best roles.
What else? What other roles has he had?
Think about the other.
He's
He
better
has
than
been
his-
in a Space Jam.
Oh yeah, Space Jam.
Yeah,
true.
of course.
Yeah, Space Jam.
Oh, nope.
I think my mom saw that movie purely for LeBron.
Space Jam.
Space
no,
Jam?
Trainwreck.
Trainwreck?
I
I
believe
don't
it.
actually think she saw Space Jam. I'm not sure though.
I saw it because it was a Judd Apatow movie, and I was like, I feel like I still need to see his movies.
Space
Space
Jam?
Jam?
No. Train wrecks. Train wrecks.
Trainwrecks.
Yeah.
Train.
I saw it because it was nominated for so many Oscars.
Yeah.
Train wrecks.
Space Jam?
Space Jam.
No, Caddyshack.
Oh, the live action remake of Caddyshack, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
Well, welcome to the No Shots Pod, episode 2, Electric Boogaloo,
Oh boy.
with Chuck and Duck. Well, Chuck and Duck, we got engineer Ben, EB on the ones and twos.
What's up? What's up?
And how you guys doing today? How you doing, Chuck?
I'm good.
Good?
You know, didn't do much today. Still feel a little hungover from the other weekend.
Yeah.
From the other... Yeah, me too.
I'm doing well.
Okay, that's good. How about you, EB?
I'm chilling. Yeah, we had a little crazy time on Saturday, but I feel pretty much recovered from that.
Crazy time.
I threw together some leftovers dinner. You know, it's good.
We're just gonna out every time we're hungover on the pod.
Yeah.
aren't
Yeah.
we?
Well,
Pretty
we're
much,
kind of
probably.
humble bragging because we go out
Yeah, where you have social lives here.
with each other at least.
And we don't only do basketball talk.
Right.
Boy.
Well,
Hey, if anyone knows where the hottest chicks go around 14... No, sorry, I'm just kidding. we met some weird teenagers. You can edit that out.
yeah, these
boy.
teens
Yeah,
were
yeah.
like,
Yeah, let's talk about those.
they were like, how you get laid in New York?
They said, how do you pull?
How do you pull?
in New York?
Yeah.
And we were just like, we're not the right people to ask.
It's like, you guys are in college.
such
You
an
gotta
old
figure it out
moment.
yourself, man. Like
Yeah.
we've done this thing. We've been there, done that.
Well,
we may
there's-
have done it, but we certainly didn't figure it out. That's
yeah,
for sure.
we had no advice for these young whippersnappers.
You know, well,
Yeah.
honestly though, you can't. I don't have any clubs to recommend. If any of our listeners do,
There was.
Feel free to
yeah,
chime
please
in,
send
but-
us in on our email.
Please send us your hottest New York clubs.
'cause to me it's like you just walk around.
I know we were at Tompkins Square Park, and there is just a bajillion bars, and you
Yeah.
did point them in
I
that
said, yeah,
direction.
look, go
Just-
that way.
Walk
I mean,
until you see some place or somewhere you like, you know?
yeah.
But
Anyway,
that wasn't enough for them.
of course not.
They needed to know how to pull, man. But anyways, we got a
had a
bevy
magic
of
potion.
topics today.
Bevy of
Right?
topics.
We got some quick shots, house cleaning to do. We got Dame Lillard trade finally happened. We're
I
going to
just-
talk about it.
I just want to note that this isn't an emergency pod. This is just a normal pod.
No, yeah, this is the fun
Yeah, this
pod.
was planned.
Yeah, this was planned, and then Dame just happened to get traded.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, it
If
was
we had
it was
been better
perfect
time
time.
managers like this, we would be potting before the trade happened.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
way smart. Yeah, we were predicted that he got traded to more. We'll get into it. We'll talk about how much of a liar Daryl Morey is. We'll talk about WNBA playoffs and the finals. We got FIBA talk. Got some final statements on FIBA that happened over the summer. And
If you watched it.
if anyone watched
You
it.
watch it.
And if you stay all the way to the end, maybe we'll give our most anticipated segment is World Series predictions. Anyways, Let's get right to it.
Didn't even
I wasn't
think about it.
anticipating that.
But I'll be ready, I promise.
I am now.
Let's get right to it. Well, I think Chuck and Engineer Ben over here are bearing the lead.
What do you want to get into
What's
first?
the lead?
Well, the No Shots podcast went international recently.
It did?
We did?
Yeah. You guys
no shot.
No shot.
You guys went to the bustly streets of Pereira.
Pereira.
I still can't say
Colombia.
it very well.
It's a hard word to say.
Pereira.
I've lived above a guy named Vanderlei Pereira for a long time, so I've had a little practice. But yeah, it's a city in Colombia in the coffee region. Very beautiful.
Ooh.
Highly recommend. Everyone was super chill. We had some delicious food. Obviously, some good coffee.
Steak.
Great coffee.
Oh, amazing steak. $12 full steak meal with
Nice.
wine and
I got a half bottle of wine.
Churrasco.
That was after we did a giant hike.
after a giant hike. It was our little reward.
Oh, yeah.
And we did pass a number of basketball courts.
A lot of basketball.
I kept
out there.
asking Ben if they wanted to get out there.
Wanted to go shoot some hoops.
They were like, no shot.
No shot today.
I don't think that ever happened.
Definitely
I
happened.
think I was the one who wanted to get out there.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I brought the Iverson jersey. I had my.
You didn't.
I was
You brought
laced
the
up.
Iverson jersey?
No.
To Colombia.
I didn't. I'm capping.
Well, you guys did see some live sports out there.
Oh, that's
We
right.
did.
We did. We went to
You saw
the.
soccer game?
Yeah, and it was a
Saw a
playoff
soccer
game,
game.
in fact. Yeah.
Football, some
Football.
people might call it.
La Liga.
La Liga.
It
Ooh,
was,
that's fun.
It was the first round of the. What was
The
it called?
America's Cup, maybe?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I
Something.
don't think it's Copa. My soccer knowledge is.
Yeah.
This is.
It was confusing while we were
Is-
there because we went the first time we tried to go to the game. The stadium was empty.
Oh yeah.
The game
total
was not
dud.
being played in that city at all.
This is not happening here.
It's-
We're at another stadium today, guys.
Yeah. So
It's called CONMEBOL Libertadores.
Ooh,
There you go.
Libertadores.
I wonder who they played. Here.
they were playing Ecuador. The team was called. I can't remember.
It was a little while.
It was an
ago.
Ecuadorian team,
Yeah.
though. And we happened to be, it's like a very enthusiastic soccer fans, and we happened to be sitting next to the one Ecuadorian family in the entire stadium. And this guy is talking to me, and I'm obviously trying in my broken Spanish, and he's like, you guys have been here 9 days. How are you already a fan of Pereira?
You gotta just root for the home team in circumstances
I mean,
like
we're
that.
surrounded by Pereira fans.
Yeah.
So,
We're
what are
in
you gonna
Pereira.
do?
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
When in Pereira. Root for
Cuando en
Pereira.
Pereira son.
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up here, but
Yeah.
this is, no information on getting tickets. So I'm not surprised that
Oh,
there's
yeah.
no information on this.
Oh, the post game.
We had a
no box
cab
scores.
take us, and the minute the cab door opened, a guy was like, "You need tickets? Okay, sure." Take this picture of this screenshot on my cracked phone, like chaotic for sure. Did not know if we were going to get into that game, but we did. We
Wow,
managed.
that worked. Screenshot worked. Wow.
Lots of hamburger places too, everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Hamburgers.
Senor Burger.
Senor Burger. That's
Burger?
across from
That was across the street.
Wow.
little fast food place.
That sounds
Yeah.
delicious.
I do regret.
It's good.
My one regret is not getting a hot dog, because I
Yeah.
like to try hot dogs. I love hot dogs. I want to
they
eat a
had-
hot dog everywhere, and yet I did not eat one there.
They had some really interesting
Yeah,
looking.
I
hot dogs.
chose a burger the last night there instead of that hot dog. Yeah. What are you gonna do about it?
And we did have a lot of burgers.
There's burger places. There was like 4 on the block there.
Yeah. Yeah, burger and
Wow.
like steak place, burger place with juices made of fruits I'd never heard of.
Yeah.
Fun
Sounds-
times.
Sounds like great times. Great food.
Yeah.
Great
That was a good time.
sports event.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the nitty-gritty of it.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Damian Lillard got traded to the Bucks. I'm gonna need you here, EB.
And it sent shockwaves across the league.
Shockwave.
What I need you here for?
Okay,
Oh.
let me know. What do you mean?
Now, what was the haul exactly? Take your time.
I've got it here.
Oh,
if you
okay.
want me to.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Bucks receive Damian Lillard. Trailblazers receive Ayton. Tumani Kamara, who's been in like 8 deals. Drew Holiday, 2029 first round pick. 2 first round pick swaps with in 2028 and 2030. Suns got Grayson Allen, Keon Johnson, Nasir Little, and Yusuf Nurkic.
The Nurk. Wow. So at first I was like, look at the Suns getting their last minute, getting depth.
What depth?
But I thought about it more. You know, read an article about it on Yahoo Sports, great sports website. They still do stuff actually. I don't even know. But yeah, it seems like Phoenix got a whole bunch of nothing for Ian.
I think they just wanted to off him. They just
Yeah.
wanted him out, which, I mean, maybe the situation just wasn't tenable, but like, man, like he's just so much better than Nurkic is.
Yeah,
Right.
he really is. And if it seemed like they kind of chose Aiton over Monty, so I was excited to see what Vogel could make. If anyone was gonna fix Aiton, I think it was gonna be Vogel.
Yeah.
But he never got that opportunity.
I think yeah. I just don't know why they wouldn't have tried it. Like he's a mobile big who can
Yeah.
cover a lot of, of their defensive weaknesses.
Yep.
He can do stuff that Nurkic just can't do. And then I've heard, podcasters and analysts say like, well, you're just not going to stop Jokic anyway, so may as well. I'm
Go-
like, I
go as
just
far
don't
as he may.
understand that mindset. Like, it's better to have a big guy that makes it harder on him. And I can tell you, like, I just don't think Nurkic is going to make it harder on him.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe there's like a little bit of a revenge factor from back in the day when, Denver
Former teammates.
chose Nurkic
Oh,
over
I thought you were going to say when
Jokic.
Serbia invaded Bosnia.
But
That's a part of it.
like, he's a slow plotting bid. He's bound to get injured, and
Yeah.
He's much older than Aiton.
I'm just completely complexed.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Perplexed,
you think the
excuse me.
team vibes could have been bad just in general, like with Aiden, not just with Monty. Like he just wasn't happy.
I
there,
think it has to be if they just
right.
Yeah.
hauled him out like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's probably the case.
but he wasn't like making a trade request, right?
No,
No.
but he seems really happy to be out of there.
Yeah, that is
He's
true.
dominating. That's literally what he said.
Ooh, dominating.
He's dominating.
Well, let's talk about Dame to the Bucks. Dame to the Bucks. Giannis gets a running mate. Drew's out of there. Still have Chris Middleton, Brooke Lopez.
Here's kind of the roster. Dame at point. Well, I predicted starting lineup. Dame at point, Pat Connaughton, Middleton, Giannis, Brooke, and then off the bench some alignment of Crowder, Portis, Malik Beasley, Rob Lopez, Marshawn Beauchamp.
Yeah.
The Bucks have always struck me as a slightly thin team.
Yep.
I think that I was really like, they're really thin, but I don't think they're so thin. I mean, who knows what Crowder could just suck, and Malik Beasley is, not reliable.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like, you are a little thin. They don't have a backup point guard, which is kind of crazy that you don't just have some guard. But
They're not going to sign George Hill again?
they could.
Did
They're-
Corver retire?
Corver's coming back. They're bringing back all the old heads they've had in
Yeah.
the past few years.
Dame.
Yeah, who
They're-
is their backup
I don't think they're like so weak. I mean, their
no.
guys aren't great, but
Yeah.
what is more concerning is just like their their, perimeter defense. That's what I think.
That
about
is
when
very
it's trade.
concerning. I mean, they traded their best perimeter defender, obviously, in Drew.
Yeah, one of the best
Perimeter defenders in the league, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's going to be concerning, but they got 2 30-point scorers in Dame and Giannis, so it might not matter. It might
Well,
just be
I think it's gonna matter.
shooting. Oh, no, it's eventually going to matter, but...
Like against someone, it's gonna matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe they're just going to score enough points that... And the rest of the
It's
defense
possible.
could pick it up.
I think it's hard to talk about the Dame trade without talking also about the Celtics.
Oh, well,
That's just, I think it's all in the flow of
we're getting
the
right
offense.
into this.
Repercussions.
New offenses.
We're getting right into it. So, now including the Celtics trade. Now, do you have that up, Engineer Ben?
No, but I'll get it. By
do
the
we pay this
way,
guy for?
completely unrelated. The soccer team, Independiente.
Independiente.
That's the one.
Independiente.
The Celtics.
That's a fun
Okay.
name.
So,
Well, it was the Celtics got Drew Holiday.
yeah,
The Portland Trail Blazers got
Rob Williams
Rob
and Malcolm
Williams,
Brogdon,
Brogdon.
and some picks.
The
20
Warriors
yeah.
pick this
Warriors
upcoming
pick
year,
up
and then I think it was a
24.
29
That's right.
unprotected first round.
First
Celtics.
round,
Celtics
yeah.
pick,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
And also, there's so overall, considering both that they flipped Drew, is this a good haul for Damian Lillard? We didn't talk about the picks they got from Milwaukee, but they got
Yeah, they
a couple
got
picks and a couple
5
swaps.
picks. Rob Williams,
Ayton,
Ayton, who I still like,
Brogdon.
Brogdon, who they'll probably flip.
Yeah, eventually.
So I like the haul. Like,
Yeah.
I do think it is better than the singular Miami haul. I think the interesting
Oh, yeah.
thing is that Ayton was probably going to be in the trade no matter what.
Yeah.
So would you take what Miami was possibly offering, which I cannot remember off the top of my head anymore?
Hero and
Hero picks.
Hero and
picks.
Jack Cuz.
Jaime Jaquez and-
Yeah, I mean the problem still at the end is just they don't want
Jokic.
Hero because Hero doesn't make any. It makes more sense for them to stockpile bigs.
Yeah.
Like Rob's gonna be a Rob. I'm looking forward to watching Scoot play with Rob.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
gonna be fun.
Me
yeah,
too.
he's a lob threat. Makes things
Oh,
good.
yeah.
He's a great pick and roll partner. If the West wasn't so tough, they could maybe be a play-in team, but it's not. But it's too tough.
Yeah, they almost seem deep enough to be in the playing conversations, but
Well, if you've got two real pretty skilled bigs like that,
yeah.
I guess the guards are young, so. But
Guards are young.
I mean, I feel like any trade where you're getting rid of players you don't want on your team anyway, and you get some good
Well,
people
yeah.
back, that's good, right?
Yeah.
They didn't want to pay
Yeah,
these
they
guys,
got- What, 3 picks, 2 swaps. Yeah, I think it's a good haul. I think it's better than whatever they were gotten from Miami.
I think so too. And also in the future, like Dame, this is it.
yeah, he's 33 years old.
Yeah.
So this is a good haul.
Yeah.
But I think what the surprising thing is. Do you think they actually got more for Drew than no? Because they got because they got Drew, which
Yeah, technically.
Cut
Drew
that.
was but yeah, being able to I mean, I guess yeah.
it was
he is
actually
worth
really
those
smart.
guys.
It was really
No,
and it's
I
still
love the
not
strategy of it.
It's not over with. Like Time Lord could be sought out because I don't know how Time Lord and Ayton really play together.
Yeah.
Like one just has to be the backup, probably Time Lord, because
Yep.
he can't stay on the floor in the first place. But if he's healthy around the trade deadline, whether it's this year or next year, somebody's gonna throw some stuff at them for him.
Yeah. They could still flip him.
Ayton?
He's got
for a
Time
while.
Lord. He's
Oh.
on a great contract,
And they could flip Brogdon.
and
as
they're
well.
definitely gonna flip Brogdon.
Yeah. So I like the idea. I like the strategy of it.
I love it. I think
Yep.
it's great.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
So now, we talked about it from Milwaukee's perspective. We talked about it from Phoenix's perspective. talked about it from what's the third Portland's
Boston?
perspective.
Oh,
Now there's one team we haven't mentioned. Now this is when we get somber in the podcast. We have to check in on our friend Chuck's mental health.
how you doing, Chuck?
You know, I feel like a little bit like Jimmy Butler at the podium.
Feeling a little emo?
Yeah,
Little email.
because
Oh, no.
you know they just took one of my favorite guys away.
Yeah.
Time Lord. But I think you have to make the trade. As sad as I am, just to not watch Time Lord, because I love watching him just play. Like, he can't stay on the floor. Like, he's played. He is injured every single year. You can't trust him to play in the playoffs. Like, and the whole, it's an anxiety. It's so anxiety inducing watching him, because every single play you're like, did he get his knee funny there? Like, is he running normally? Like, I feel like he could have jumped higher. Like, did he come down awkwardly? Like, and the whole time you're just like, he probably is injured, even though, and it's just, he's amazing, and he provides so much nice interior
lot.
depth on defense, which I'm sure is something we'll get to if we talk about Bucks versus Celtics. But like, I think to get a player like Drew, who's gonna play and has proven experience, I think it's just a deal you have to make. Rob Williams could hurt his knee tomorrow and just be out for indefinitely.
Yeah.
It's too much of a risk to keep like playing that game. If you can get a really solid, you know, an all-star, you know, then you got to do that.
Yep.
And Brogdon,
was
same
an
thing.
all-star
It's
last
like
year.
you're trading two guys that might just not be there at the end of the year for you.
Yeah.
For a guy who likely will be.
Two good role players for a great role player.
A role player extraordinaire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, it is sad. I love my guy.
It is sad, yeah.
I
Sad
loved
to
watching
lose.
Time Lord. I mean, I'm not even a Celtics fan,
Yeah, me too.
but he's one of my faves.
Yeah, he was definitely one of my favorite Celtics. Smart and Time Lord gone in one off season.
I know.
But Drew and KP, those are pretty great replacements, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think, and yeah. So it's kind of, and I heard this other places, but I was already kind of thinking it like, it's very interesting, this whole Bucks-Celtics matchup, because they, you know, if they make it, because chances are Miami will still just knock one of them off. Or
Don't forget
both.
about my Knicks this
Or
year.
both.
Yeah.
Like, they both kind of opened up holes for the other team to attack. Like,
Yeah.
Milwaukee has no one to guard. I mean, Tatum always kills Milwaukee to begin with. But now they have no, you know, with no Holiday, they have Dame in there, who's a poor defender. And so they're going to throw, like, who is guarding Jalen? Who is guarding White? Who's guarding Holiday? There's no one to guard these, you know, wing attackers. So they're going to have to, you know, and usually Brook Lopez at the end of the year gets played off the floor. So it's really going to be just kind of like Giannis.
Yeah.
Like, he's got to do everything on defense for this team. But at the same time, Celtics have no Giannis. I mean, Horford is good
yeah.
at staying in front of Horford's 37, but also part of stopping Giannis and part of stopping Embiid is to play like a two-layered defense.
Yeah.
And usually that guy on the back end was Porzingis, was Rob.
Was Rob, yeah.
And he would be the guy coming over. I mean, that's how they turned that Philly series around.
Yeah.
Was they played Horford down low on Embiid, and every time Embiid made a move in, Rob just pulled in
Yeah.
to try to affect the shot, and it did. It worked. And they do a similar thing with Giannis. They'd have Grant Williams, who's also gone, or Horford there, and have, the range guy come over and be the helper. But they don't really, unless I just can't imagine they want to play Horford that many minutes this year. And so it's not, and I think they'd like to use KP as the Rob replacement. Like, he's not the guy who's going to be just, I'm guarding you, Giannis. They're definitely going to want to put somebody else. So but he's not as good as Rob in that role. So he's pretty good. But I don't think they're going to want to play Al that many minutes. So
yeah, I agree.
They're very weak on the inside now, which is where the Bucks are now going to be,
really strong.
Whereas in the past they were very good at just kind of, crowding the paint and not letting Giannis gain steam. Well, he's gonna gain some steam now.
Yeah, he gains steam now.
Yeah, those playoff series were so physical. Just they would be like up in each other's bodies.
Now they might be a little more up and down.
Mm-hmm. Do you see any more big trades happening for these teams before the next postseason?
For these teams we just talked about?
Yeah, let's say for the Celtics and the Bucks.
Well, the Bucks are done.
Yeah, the Bucks.
They have nothing. They have
nothing to deal.
They have nothing to deal. The Celtics still can deal 2 first-round picks, 3 pick swaps, and they have just a shitload of seconds. So they
have options.
Now the salary cap's going to be daunting for them, but they can make a move. So if they, can find a big, or a big becomes available, like, that's what's just missing on this team, is just one more big to give Horford some, rest, or if, in case Horford just can't do it. I mean, because, so.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Interestingly enough, I don't know. I mean, I think it might just be another kind of toss-up thing. Like, I feel like the way the two teams improve. So what I was going to say is, what are the chances this just comes down to the coaching staffs? I mean, the Bucks got a new coach. Celtics have a much
practically new
scary coach. And they did stuff to support the bench. Like, they got Sam Cassell, and they got the Bucks assistant, and so from last year, so Charles Lee. So that's good. But this is why I was kind of ready to write Miami off, but then I remembered who is coaching these two teams.
That's very fair.
Yeah.
Now, I still think there is a world where Miami is fucked.
I mean, at this point, they seem to be fucked. That,
Yeah.
That feels like the vibe. I was going to say, about Jimmy's emo hairstyle thing. I was thinking about it today, and it really demonstrates to me what a good team leader he is. He realizes that there's this bad situation. They've been waiting for this good thing to come. They didn't get it. Santa didn't bring you your Dame and your stocking or whatever. And he comes out there and he does like a totally crazy look, and he acknowledges the whole team's feelings, but also says like, look, it's lightness and jokes, and we can still have fun out here. I think first, to me, speaking honestly, I think that's a good.
I think he's a great team.
Yeah, he seems
obviously.
like a great teammate.
How else could those other guys get? I mean, it'll be interesting to see what Strus and Vincent do on other teams this year.
Yeah,
they just have. I mean, maybe they swing a trade for someone else during the season, but
anything's
they just have some, some point guard issues. But like, does it really even matter? Does it matter?
We'll find out.
The only
this
thing,
guy's poster is gonna find another undrafted guard.
I mean, they got guys on the roster. Like Highsmith played some.
Yeah, Highsmith was pretty good.
Yeah.
He played some in the playoffs. They still got Robinson, Duncan, my guy. They got Tyler Hero. They got, still got Kyle Lowry.
yeah.
Kevin
Hawkes, Jovic. Like,
Yeah, they'll figure
I
stuff
don't know.
out.
It's
Got
not
some
so
guys.
bad.
Yeah,
it's true.
Could be much worse.
So, but I think, at some point, Jimmy is just going to be a little too old for this. He is 34.
Jimmy
Yeah.
did say on his Instagram Live that the league should investigate the Milwaukee.
That's just
and
ridiculous.
Milwaukee Portland trade.
I have been enjoying like the Miami outcry.
Yeah,
Just, I love it.
Miami Heat fans are in shambles right now. In shambles. Well, is that all we have on the Damian Lillard trade?
Yeah, I don't really have any other
No more
notes.
takes?
I'm
takes?
just super pumped. This is going to be fun.
I think so too.
I
yeah.
think so too.
can't
I'm
wait.
pumped.
And Dame looks happy.
I
Yeah.
think he does look happy.
Yeah, he does look happy out there.
Yeah.
I saw he did like a photo
Um,
shoot with Giannis and all of them. He was like, I never did a shoot like this before, guys.
Yeah.
He was all
I'm
excited.
excited to see Hauser and Pritchard more because I think they're both
for the
pretty
C's,
good.
yeah.
But I don't want, of course, a big is what they need. But it's just a fun starting lineup. Fun team.
Yep. Fun team.
I'm very excited for the matchup.
All right, moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Ben, you asked if there were any more trades. Now the question is, will James Harden get traded before the season starts?
Daryl Morey is a liar.
And why is Daryl Morey a liar?
All right.
We've been asking ourselves for all summer. The biggest question.
Can I introduce this just mini segment right now? Well, I had who is the most fucked,
Teams
Well, I
wise,
think
Teams
these
wise-
segments are.
and I had I initially
teams in a
had
pod.
Philly. I picked out
Okay.
Philly,
You got a few teams?
Philly, Heat, and the Clippers.
Who's
but
the most fucked?
I really don't think the Heat are even in this conversation anymore.
Yeah.
Unless y'all think differently.
Well, who's the most fucked? Between those three teams, I think I'm leaning Philly for me.
Philly is in shambles.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not good.
But also,
Morey's just out here.
there is a
lying.
team out there in the West that has been in shambles.
Yeah, well, you can only be fucked for so long until it becomes a matter of
I mean,
course.
the Clippers have been fucked since their inception.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just
So,
routine at this point.
there's just they give us some brief
Okay.
glimmers of excitement
I guess
and hope.
the Clippers have also, though, have made it to Western Conference Finals.
that
Yeah.
that too.
And like, look, there's
Barely.
there's
Philly-
this
Philly
there's this
hasn't.
pie in the sky chance that Kawhi and PG are healthy and that the team goes
see
into
that-
the playoffs. Blah
Yep.
blah blah. It probably will never happen, but
I mean, we saw that was the thing, right? We saw Philly last year, their healthiest, deepest they've ever been. I think
yeah,
they had the league leader in points, the MVP, and the league leader in assists.
yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that in my lifetime on the same team. And shambles just crumbled in the
They did
second round of
crumble
the
in that
playoffs.
Boston series.
Yep. So I'm convinced it's never gonna happen for the squad.
Yeah, and Harden did show up for. He is gonna show up for training camp. He didn't
Okay.
show up for media day.
Yeah.
but he did. He's gonna show up. I think he's there. They're having like mini camp in Colorado for some reason. Probably in like Fort Collins, Colorado. Like Harden can't be happy about that after his little club
clubs in Fort
video.
Collins.
Yeah, Harden's like, where's the strip clubs in Fort Collins?
There's got to be one.
Where's the nearest one? Harden's
But-
pissed.
Yeah, did you see that Kawhi he got asked about the new participation rules and he said, "What's that?"
I didn't know. I didn't see this.
That's really it. I mean, but like
Well, he was
this.
busy managing his load.
The load
he
management
couldn't,
rules, right?
got to manage
Yeah.
the load.
Got to manage. I mean, those rules. If we wanted to talk about them, I don't know. They strike me as very easy to get around.
Yeah, there's
Absolutely.
So I feel like you could just say Paul George and Kawhi's ankles are sore.
Yeah.
and that's why
Right.
they're not playing.
Yeah, so-
It was kind of interesting. He did talk about his injury situation. He was like, I was injured in Toronto and and so I'm not going to play when I'm injured. I don't know. He was just kind of
That's
defending himself, which I feel like is kind of nice because after he just gets shit on.
Oh yeah.
For it, which
I mean, like he was getting shit on in San Antonio.
yeah.
So if he played injured in Toronto and won a
Right.
chip, like leave the guy alone, man.
Seriously, what
He just-
what
he
does
just
have
did-
to
he
prove?
just did a thing, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But
Well,
But-
it'd be nice to play.
It would be
More.
nice to
it
see
would be
him
nice
more.
to play, but then he does end up getting genuinely injured.
He does
Yeah,
get
he
injured.
does get
So,
injured.
like, I
So,
mean, it's kind of
yeah.
a lose-lose.
So
It is what it
okay,
is.
does Harden get traded? I really have. I don't know.
I don't think the deal is there.
There's no deal. Morey.
Yeah.
I
Apparently,
feel like
it's
we'll
the
s-
Clippers is where he wants to go still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's even better for the Clippers. I would almost think the Clippers will be more fucked if they trade for Harden.
If they go out and get Harden.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what the deal is. I feel like the deal hasn't been there all
I don't think
summer.
there's a deal. I think he
Yeah.
has to come back and play. That's just
Yeah.
so he could tank the season. I don't know, but
Yep.
I'm just surprised some of his teammates aren't kind of pissed or
Are more mad about it?
yeah. I mean, that's why they
Yeah.
are the most fucked because like they are in a very critical situation with Embiid
Yeah.
because I mean, some of the quotes that he said this offseason.
Yeah, he wants to win. Doesn't matter where it is.
And so, if this thing does just crumble again, like he's gonna wanna he might start thinking about getting out.
Yeah, he's going one out.
He's gonna get on that mega bus and come right to New York.
Right to New York from
Come on
Philly
over,
to New
Embiid.
York.
It's only 2.5 hours on the megabus. Quick ride to Port Authority, baby.
Right
MSG
there,
is right
boy.
there.
Right upstairs. Top floor.
Pretty funny.
James Dolan is a liar.
James Dolan. Well, we know Dolan's a liar. That's
Yeah, well, he's more
That's on
than a
record.
liar. James,
James
he's just
Dolan
a
is a
horrible
crook.
human.
correct.
Uh,
Wow. Yep. Well, that's what's going on out there in Philly. Morey's lying to his players. And the question is now: should the league investigate the Morey and Harden situation? Like, what is he lying about? Should they look into this?
kind of on the table, isn't it? He made a
I-
certain implied promise to Harden.
Yeah,
That's what
which is
everyone-
against the rules.
Yeah,
I guess it wasn't public though.
But I don't think when Harden, because he had to confirm, because the league did investigate what Harden said
Yeah.
about not playing, and
Yeah.
Harden said the comments were about the recent trade request. That it was like they had like an agreement that if he opted in, then Morey would try to trade him. Morey went out and tried to trade him. Nothing.
Nothing.
And now is just gonna keep him, I think.
Okay, maybe that's
So-
what he's lying about.
I mean, I don't know where the evidence is of the previous deal, and I'm
No evidence.
and I don't know. Here's the big thing: is James last year was trying to create a bunch of leverage with the whole Rockets thing.
Yeah.
Now you don't create leverage, right? You don't try to create leverage like that if you think you're getting the deal that you're gonna get at the end of the year. So
Yeah.
why would he be doing that if he knew he was going to get his max, his money, which is ultimately what he wants?
Yeah.
What he was trying to do with the Rockets thing was to create another bidder so that way,
Philly had to
Philly
pay.
would have to pay up because Philly just can't lose the asset for
Yeah.
nothing. Like that's their biggest issue. So but then, Udoka got hired and I think the Rockets were probably like, I'm out.
Let's stick with this
No,
youth movement.
I still
this young
think
group.
maybe they should have just signed him.
Yeah.
Oh, they got Dylan Brooks though.
More on
But,
Dylan Brooks
yeah,
later.
Canadian champion.
Yeah. We'll get into it in the next segment of
But-
No Shots Pod with Chuck and Duck.
All right, we moving on.
Oh yeah, we can move on.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see how this plays out. But what a disaster.
yeah, weird
I'm
situation.
kind of tired of it.
over
I'm
there in
tired
Philly.
of.
Yeah,
talking
I'm
about it.
tired of it too. This will probably be the last time we talk about it until something big happens or they're crumbling in the season, or maybe they come out hot and they come out like 20-3 in the beginning of the season.
Yeah, it's possible.
Who knows?
Yeah, could be.
Well, going on, we have the WNBA playoffs.
The
By the way,
Finals
The
preview.
finals preview. Well, we just had a great series with the
Connecticut Sun.
New York Liberty and Connecticut Sun. Went to 4. Really fun the last couple games.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Sun were super competitive.
Yeah, they always are, by the way.
Yeah.
They are. They weren't quite big enough, which is, I think, something when you're looking at the Aces. That's my question. Are they big enough?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Who did the Aces beat?
The
I already
Wings.
forget.
Oakland
The Wings,
Walleye
yes.
and the Wings.
Yes, and they swept the Wings, won 3 in
Yeah.
a row, right?
They're undefeated.
Most of the games were. Yeah, they're
swept
undefeated in
their
the
way
playoffs.
through the playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh, they had to play some easier teams. But
Yeah, they had the 1 seed, but this is it.
The Wings made it interesting, I will say.
Yeah, there was one game that
they
was
were-
close,
A couple
right?
games they were pushing it, never took the lead, really,
Okay.
maybe once or twice, but they kept them competitive at least. It wasn't a total rout.
No, yeah, it wasn't a total rout,
But
but
yeah, it wasn't gonna.
was a total rout.
I mean, yeah, like you could see which
They
way
were
the chips were
comfortable,
gonna fall.
yeah.
But this is what we want: is the 2 big teams, the
Yeah.
1 seed and the 2 seed,
Yeah,
facing off.
the super
duking
team and the
it out.
champs, baby.
Defending champs. You know, they have Candace Parker, who's not going to play, right?
She's parked on the
I
side.
think that's a big deal.
That is a big deal. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate that they're not playing at full strength. We didn't really get to see her much this year.
Yeah. So, yeah, I went back through all 5 games they played this year, and
Okay.
I just looked at
Season.
turnovers.
Ooh.
I looked at 3-point percentage, and I looked at rebounding. So, this is
Sorry, you're counting the Commissioner's Cup in this.
yes,
Okay.
all
Okay.
5, all 5.
Okay.
Game 1, the Liberty shot 40% from 3, but they turned the ball over 17 times. They lost by 17 points. The Aces, keep in mind, shot 42% from 3. Now, pay attention to the Aces' 3-point percentage in these games.
Okay.
Game 2, Liberty dominated the glass. 11 offensive rebounds. They out-rebounded the Aces 48-24 in total
Wow.
and won the game in a blowout.
Yeah,
Aces
double
shot
the rebound.
26% from 3. So not good. Game 3, Commissioner's Cup. Libs out-rebounded Aces by 21. Aces shot 19% from 3. 19-point win for Libs.
Wow.
Game 4, Aces win by 13. They shot 36% from 3. Only out-rebounded by 7. Libs turned the ball over 16 times, though.
Yeah.
Game 5, I think is the one we went to.
Yep.
Aces out-rebounded by 12. Turned the ball over 15 times themselves.
Wow.
They did shoot 39% from 3, though. Libs only shot 30% from 3. It's the only time in any of these games that the Liberty shot like under 38% from 3. So I don't think they're going to shoot under your... So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Both teams like have shown, obviously, propensity for high turnovers. But I think this is really just going to kind of come down to like an old school kind of, tough it out
Yeah.
basketball contest on
Yeah.
the boards.
Yeah.
I think so
Right?
too.
I agree.
And so, like, I don't know. The Aces they're still having, all they have is Asia Wilson really up there. Kia Stokes is going to be really important. Their backup center. Well, now she's starting, obviously. So they need someone to get some boards. And I think, maybe if they can notch the defense up, like they can create some turnovers. Because I do think that the Liberty are prone to some sloppiness.
Yeah.
And I think they can take advantage of it. But I think what this leads to is like if Jonquel Jones, because you can call Aja Wilson and Brianna Stewart just a draw, but
Yeah.
Jonquel could just
She's that
run
factor.
roughshod
Yeah.
on the boards all
Yeah.
game, and I don't think they have anyone who can handle her.
No.
So
No. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think it comes down to sloppiness for the Liberty, like you said. Like in a couple of, like the one Connecticut loss and the other ones, there felt like we were having a lot of stagnant offense, a lot of one-on-one, kind of like the Celtics a few years ago against the Warriors. You know,
I know.
You know what I'm talking
It happens
about.
to all
Right.
it's like
basketball
you have,
teams.
yeah, you
Yeah.
have the most talented team, but you're going up against a seasoned champion. Like you always say, you got the heart, you got the metal. So, you know, I don't know. I think they can tough it out for sure, but
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I don't think it's going to be an easy job.
easy job.
Yeah.
Oh. So this is
So, but
Out of five
I also
series.
think if 5-game series.
Five-game series.
I also think the Aces can help their. They shot 37% on the season in 3 of those. What is it?
Liberty games?
4 of those losses, they are shooting way under their average.
oh wow.
Oh no! In 2 of the 3 losses, they shot pitifully from 3, and the Liberty never shot pitifully.
Well, and we're a great defensive team too.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
true.
They both are.
Yeah,
It's true.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
gonna be some real tough, grinded out
I think
games.
there is some. I do think there is some concern. Like Stewie hasn't been just like fantastic. Like
Yep.
Asia Wilson is having a
Yeah.
much better playoffs.
Yeah,
Stewie's
She
been a
is.
little bit slow. She had a slow start, but by the end of the Connecticut series, she was
she
Yeah.
came alive.
She had
She
one.
was
One
dominating.
that one. What was it? Game
Game
3
3.
was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Game 3, and
think
she was
so.
In
solid.
game 4,
game 5,
she had
but-
some. Yeah, game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Just
yeah, I
big
think
steps.
like the keys to like Liberty winning are Jonquil is just a monster on
Just
the
being
boards,
dominant. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and you know they don't turn the ball over,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I
That's-
think they can win the series like that, you know. But I think, you know, I think it's kind of I think that they're the more talented team, so I think it makes sense to me that the Aces, they're gonna have to cause some turnovers, they're gonna have to do some, and they're gonna have to shoot well. They haven't shot well against the Liberty, so.
Yep. Not
And
this
y-
Liberty team.
You know, mental toughness.
But if you're the Liberty, you don't want to go in there being overconfident, like, oh, we beat them in the regular
No, for
season.
sure.
You know?
Oh no, yeah.
And then suddenly you get smacked around.
no,
yeah.
yeah. They still have a job.
They
to do.
each lost. Aside from the Commissioner's Cup, they both teams lost on the other team's home floor twice.
Interesting.
So
It's interesting.
I don't know. I think. What do you got? You got a prediction, Ben? What's your pick?
Yeah. What's your
What's your
picks?
It's really hard
What
for
you
me
got?
to predict this one. I don't know. I'm kind of too invested, but I'm gonna say it's gonna go to 2-2, and then one team is gonna win a third game.
Oh wow.
Come on, go
That's
out there.
the highest.
Get out there
I
on the
can't.
limb.
I'm not gonna say.
Come on.
Then I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Libs. Then
Ooh.
Libs
How
in
about
5?
Libs in
Libs in
5.
5.
If
Libs
you
in
need
5.
if you need me to make a prediction, but
I mean, it is really hard because all the talent.
It is really hard.
I feel like the talent edge is on the Lib side. I'll go Aces in 5 just to be fun.
yeah, that's
Aces
fair.
in
I'm going Aces in 5.
Aces in 5.
Well, I'm a
You're the
diehard
tiebreaker.
Libs fan, so I'm biased. I got Libs in 5,
Yeah, of
baby.
I wanted to say Libs in like my heart kind of the talent. I feel like it should be Libs in 4, but
Yeah.
the grittiness on the other end.
Oh yeah, and the Aces have the championship.
But I just although they
Only
made it there,
chance.
I didn't love the way the Libs name, and you know, like we
Yeah.
were talking the other day, like it's a matter to be a championship team, you got to figure it out, and sometimes the figuring out process looks a little ugly at
Yeah.
times, and so you know
looked
that
pretty rough.
that could be part of this process, but it also could come back and kind of haunt them. I just don't think they've looked very good, so that's why I'll go Aces.
Yeah, sometimes you have all this talent, but it's a matter of figuring out how to use it.
Yeah, and in pressure moments, because they figured
Yeah.
it out during the regular
Oh, for
season.
sure,
yeah.
for sure.
It's
They
just-
did. They did.
You gonna figure it out
the
against
biggest
another
games.
awesome team that knows exactly what it is for 5 games? We'll see.
Well, I will say in this playoff series, I noticed them figuring it out kind of the way they did in the regular season. I feel like they are improving as they go through with
Yeah.
some ugliness
Yeah.
on the way. By the way, the odds,
What are the odds?
Liberty to win the finals are Liberty plus 175, Aces minus 220.
Whoa,
Wow.
just throw some money
Aces
down on the
on the-
Libs.
Yeah, why not?
Might as well, right?
Why not? If you're as high on the Libs as we are,
Sponsored by
Throw some
BetMGM.
package.
Just kidding. Sorry, Danny. Go ahead.
no, that was it. Do we have any more takes?
That's it for me.
Yeah.
Next, we're going straight international ball. I got FIBA talk. Closing statements on the FIBA summer.
Looking for some feedback.
Ooh, looking for some feedback.
Where do you want to start, Ben? You want to start with the champions Canada, or should we ask the classic question? What's wrong with USA basketball? I tell you, what is wrong
Did
with
America
this USA
fall
basketball?
off?
What? How can
tell
we
ya.
fix the American basketball product?
What's wrong with USA basketball is what's right with world basketball.
Oh.
You know, I don't think there's been as much talk about it this year, even as there was a few years ago, because people are beginning to understand that this is an international game now. I mean, come on, the last 4 or 5 MVPs have been non-American.
Good
Yeah.
point.
We've got new styles of play. We've got big guys learning to pass. We got little guys learning to dunk. We got
Yeah. I mean,
just kidding.
I don't like I mean, yeah, I don't like the is USA basketball broken question, because we know that USA basketball is broken. How much basketball does anyone who knows anything about basketball knows you can't just throw a team together in 6 weeks and go out and beat these teams with players who have been playing with each
Together
other
for years.
years.
Yeah.
You just can't.
Their whole
you
life,
can't
pretty
do
much.
it. You
Yeah.
can't do it.
You can't do it.
I mean, they tried.
It's fundamental,
Took the
you know,
four.
and the game's a little different, so
Yeah.
so the fundamentals become more important because there's no defensive 3 seconds. Like guy like Valanciunas can just sit in the
Sit there.
paint, and the 3-point line is more in, so
Yeah.
the court is really small.
Yeah, like
And-
that German team was big. They were
big.
out
They were
rebounding
pretty
us.
big, yeah.
Yeah,
just
and we got
throwing
muscled
guys.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Germany came and just took
So,
that game from us.
Our talent says we should win the thing. I still think like this, whatever you call it, the C team, USA team,
Yeah.
they should win. They're
Yeah.
They're more talented than the other teams, but like you just can't throw a team together like this unless you're like ultra talented. And I thought like this team was actually pretty well put together. Considering like you need ball like I thought Halliburton was a great player to have on the team, and maybe honestly it just came down to the fact. I mean, they didn't lose to Germany by much.
No, it was a close game.
It was
Yeah,
a close
great
game, and honestly, it might just come down to like the fact that Jaren Jackson can't get a rebound because he couldn't,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he was bad. So, but these other teams are talented, and in that smaller kind of court, like all those little fundamental things that don't always happen on the NBA court, they apply more there. So
Yep.
I don't know. It makes sense. I'm happy for the Germans, although I was rooting
Yeah.
for the.
Yep.
I feel like also like the
Serbs.
Wagner Bros were just kept hitting.
Oh my
they
gosh,
couldn't
it's
fucking
so
miss.
physical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
No,
Yeah.
I mean like hitting shots. But,
Oh yeah.
But also
yeah,
it was
and
very
also just
physical.
being physical.
Oh yeah. I mean,
boxing out.
the
correctly.
when Lithuania beat us, it was like they just shot they shut the lights out.
Yeah.
And the next game they got eliminated because they they couldn't.
Yeah.
They couldn't reproduce it. Like
Do you think this looks different if we're playing a series? Against a
yes,
certain
Yes.
team?
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a one game. Anything
One
can
game.
happen.
That's
Yeah,
very, yeah.
anything
It's hard
could
to win
happen.
a single game.
Like remember like how the Orlando Magic used to sneak into the playoffs and just win one game.
Yeah.
The first game.
And just
They'd win the first game. It was like DJ Augustine. I can't remember who they beat. Maybe it was like the Bucks or somebody.
yeah. Who was? I think it might have been the Bucks.
And yeah, just snug. So one game setting, anything happens. So yeah, I think it is different over the course of a series, and I do think like. We're gonna bring the big guns to the Olympics, and we're gonna win the Olympics. So
Oh, yeah.
it's
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with American basketball,
No.
but I do think the world is improving, which is fun.
I
which
think
is
that's
great.
I love
Yeah.
that personally.
Yeah, I mean, this is the greatest Canada team we've ever seen.
Yeah, love the
together.
Canada team, by the way.
Dylan Brooks out here.
If they
That
had Jamal
Mikal
Murray,
Bridges play though, that was crazy.
Oh, that was insane. That was an insane game for the Bronze. But
We didn't deserve
Canada,
to win that game.
yeah, it came through. It was
Yeah.
the Brooks,
that little
Dylan Brooks
overtime.
game.
And the
Yeah.
things like something's just off when crazy stuff out like that. But I guess it makes sense. Brooks would shoot better. That it's more in.
I had a
Yeah.
feeling Brooks was going to be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dylan Brooks proved the haters wrong.
Yeah.
Showed everyone he deserved that $80 million from Houston.
Come on, man.
Get out of here! Come on.
What
No
do we
shot.
got? What do we got there? No shot.
I also wrote Schroeder is built for big games.
Yeah.
And shout out to Daniel Theis. All right. Well,
Hero.
are we
Champion.
We're champion Theis.
Moving on.
We're moving on from the FIBA talk into our next segment. And this is the segment where we see Engineer Ben go from a role player to an all-star.
I've been waiting my whole life for this. I've been ignored like Jamal Murray.
He's been ignored. They've been ignored one pod, and they already need
Right?
their own section.
Their own little section.
I didn't ask for
After
this,
the
by
last,
way.
Yeah.
no, that's so untrue. After
Untrue.
the last pod,
They're like,
Ben
they're like-
sat us down and had to have a conversation.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah, things are
I
already
need
getting
more
intense
time.
here.
I need more airtime. What, you guys just gonna have me read
and you don't
things for
pay me
you?
enough.
Yeah, like, come on. You,
I-
what, fucking Paul and John over here, and I'm Mr. George? Come on.
You're Ringo.
You're the Ringo of
Ringo
this.
isn't even the best drummer in the
Anyways.
Beatles. By the way, I'm not even the best engineer on the pod.
Exactly.
Well,
So, shall we get into
floor
it?
is yours. Yeah. What we got? What you got for us tonight, Engineer Ben?
It's the court report from Engineer Ben.
Well, I have the first of what has hopefully many court reports for you. Actually, it'll probably be the last one for a while because it's getting cold. For those who don't know, I like to go out and shoot around in the park.
Yeah, big baller over here.
Big baller.
Big baller, and I'm not very good. But if anyone is listening to this and you want to throw down some time, I'm around Upper West Side. Hit me up.
Taking challenges.
I'll
from
take
the
them.
listeners.
I'll take them, and I will probably lose.
They just want a new job.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, actually,
Want
speaking
something to
of-
report on.
Yeah. No,
these
I
courts.
was out there on Monday. That's yesterday, and guy comes up to me and he's like, "Yo, you want to play a little?" I'm like, "Okay." Turned out very nice guy named Ahmed. He works for the park. He works for the program that brings the kids to the basketball courts every summer. Who I was probably complaining about a lot because they take up a lot of baskets and stuff. But
What are these kids doing on my course?
I know.
Yeah.
Between them and the pickleball, it's freaking impossible
my
out here.
gosh.
We'll get to it later.
But no,
Safe-
he, and then I learned about a new job. He was like, "Yeah, I work. It's actually a year-round thing, doing the, planning the stuff for the kids and then running the camps and whatever." And we were kind of discussing how, like, he was like, "Yeah, I don't play with, high schoolers because they just get too aggressive and they gotta win and stuff." And
High
of course,
schoolers
he
are too
smoked me 2
competitive.
times. I will say.
Then he started trashing.
Then he started trash talking me. I'm like, "What the hell? Come on, bro."
This guy came out here and
Yeah.
try hard against EB and then complained about high schoolers trying too hard. What's up with this?
Yeah, he was like,
What's
"Yeah, they
up with
tried too
that?"
hard," and then he fucking Well, he did dominate me a little bit. I mean, I made it competitive in the second game, but I was really out of breath, and of course, I realized afterwards I was like, "Oh yeah, still a little hungover." Was not prepared to go out there and play this like 35-year-old stud. So,
You working on your driving lanes?
I am, and I sort of did a step through, and he was like, "That's good, do more of that."
Ooh, okay.
Giving me some pointers. He really was a nice guy. So shout out to Ahmed.
Shout out Ahmed.
And he was like, he was like, maybe you'll come out here and play again. Yeah, I was like, yeah, for sure. He's like, it seems like people start coming out here at 3, as if to tell me that's when I should come out, and I didn't want to say like, well, that's what I want to avoid.
I don't want to avoid
I don't want to be out there
around
when everyone
people.
else is out there. But no, I actually really I like street ball culture. People are more chill than you'd expect. I think I've always been intimidated by like pickup games and stuff. But
yeah. Some places are more, intense than
yeah, obviously,
others.
like I'm not going up
Public courts.
Yeah,
You're not going to the Rucker.
I'm not going to run. Right, exactly, and just being like,
You're not going
I'm
to
the new
Dykeman.
Dr. J. What?
Yeah,
I was gonna ask you guys, if you had any interesting experiences with street ball, or growing up, did you play a lot of pickup games?
Oh,
Stuff
yeah.
Like that? I mean, I played with school kids and stuff, but I wasn't going to the park
in your free time.
much, except when we would go in high school.
Yeah, here
and
and
I'd
there.
play in jeans and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, we would just, we would go play in the gym every day after school, and it would be me and my friend Will, because we were both on the JV team at that point, and we'd play our 3 other friends. So it was always 2-on-3.
Oh, wow.
So exhausting.
But
we would win.
Exhausting.
We would win because we were a little more talented, but eventually that would catch up. I could never figure out how we ever won games. 'Cause if it's a 3-on-2, you should be just getting a layup every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jump shots are irresistible. That's the lesson to be learned. So
Lesson for the young pickup ballers out
Get
there.
your driver's license. Because driving
you
is
always
hard.
play at the Y too. You go to the Y to get the
Get your driver's
YMCA.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Y was some fun games. Yeah, I remember growing up. I used to always go to the schoolyard around my neighborhood. We just called it the yard.
The yard.
Yeah, and there was 4 half courts in the schoolyard growing up. There's no longer any courts in that schoolyard now. It's just like a track field. But it was concrete floor and just 4 half courts side by side. And the third of the fourth one never had a hoop my whole life. Never had a hoop. So it was just a backboard, no hoop. They never replaced this hoop.
So you couldn't.
Turns out it was my uncles who broke it years ago. According to my brother tells me this story, and of course he embellished and made it seem like they were like dunking or doing like, some cool athletic stuff. And then like a year or 2 passed, and I asked my uncle about it. I was like, hey, was it you guys or you and your friends or you and your brother who broke this hoop? And my Uncle Ray, he was like, oh yeah, I think we didn't even have a basketball. We were just like 13 or 14, 15. We were just climbing up on top of it and just hanging off the hoop, like 4 at a time. Like 4 people just hanging off one hoop. It sounded insane. It sounded like, monkeys in the jungle. But
Why'd you
hanging off a hoop. Well, you did give me a face, so I was waiting for whatever you were to come with that.
I didn't want to make any comment on that.
Yeah, just 4 dudes hanging off one hoop. What is this?
That's that's gonna
That's gonna break the hoop.
Yeah,
If you ask me,
I would think so.
They never fixed it, and now those basketball courts are gone.
Wow,
That's too bad.
That's too bad.
It's a shame.
Too bad. It's a shame.
Because by the way, if you've never
Blame
been to a
Bloomberg.
Dykeman game, that is a bunch of fun.
Oh yeah, must see atmosphere.
Yeah.
Dykeman games.
You been to a Dykeman game, Ben?
Yeah. Last
I'm
summer.
the only one who doesn't get invited to these things. It's because I'm the Paul
You
of
were
the group,
you
I
were on the
guess.
West Coast or something. You were
Yeah,
out.
you were not
you were
around
out in
around that
California
time.
or something.
Boy.
Yeah, Chuck's
Yeah.
never around, by the way. When you try to hit him up, he's
Yeah,
like,
we've been
I'm in,
trying to do this
I'm in
podcast
Atlanta, bro.
for years, and Chuck's
Never
like,
been to Atlanta.
I'm on the
Constantly in a
road.
would like to go,
I'm in
though.
Ohio.
Yeah, I'm in Houston.
I'm in New
Never
Orleans.
been to Texas.
I'm in Michigan.
All right. That's enough. I think
That's it
enough
for the
court
court
report.
report.
Court report.
Thank you
Court
for
report.
tuning in to the Court Report by Engineer
For
Ben.
those who don't know, I like to go out and shoot around in the park. Big baller, and I'm not very good. But if anyone is listening to this and you want to throw down some time, I'm around up the west side. You'll probably lose.
The No Shots Podcast is brought to you by blurbs.com.
And now it's time for No Shots Trivia.
Okay, here's the first question. This is a lob. You should get this. It's a quote. Who said this quote?
Okay.
I am happy for Dame, but I'm still gonna be me. I'm gonna go beat Dame, Giannis, and Adrian Griffin on our way to a title.
Jimmy.
All right, that's 1 point for Charles.
What's the answering system like here? Because
You're
It's
taking,
first come, first
you're
serve?
taking turns. So now next is gonna be Danny's turn.
Okay.
If he doesn't get it,
then I get a chance
you get
to
a chance
steal.
to steal.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, here's another quote, and it's a little harder, so I will tell you. I'll give you a hint if you want. The quote is this: I'd say the one thing that has surprised me is the lack of ego here. It's refreshing to have a group of guys that truly emphasize playing team basketball and that want to do so.
This is for me.
This is for you.
So Charles gets the easy lob.
Well, yeah, but this is going to be worth like 4 points. That was one.
Oh,
one
okay,
point.
okay,
Yeah, yeah.
I see.
How many points is
This
mine
is worth. This is worth 1
This
point.
could be anybody.
And this
by
one's
the
worth
way.
4 points.
Well, yeah, if he gets it.
Gosh.
I don't know about this scoring system.
Yeah,
You
seriously.
beat-
Gonna need some revisions.
Well,
Yeah,
if no one gets it, you
Whatever,
get 0
they get
points.
to-
This could be anyone.
Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a hint. Okay, to be fair, this is a guy who got traded from the east to the west.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say Marcus Smart. This really could be anybody. Anybody could say this could be an MLB player for all we know.
It's a basketball.
Ben's throwing us for a loop. That's what they
This is a
want us to
basketball
think.
pod.
This could be a Gretzky quote.
A Gretzky.
Is it Bradley Beal?
Ooh, that was my second guess.
Okay, no steals. You
No
want to know
steal.
who that was?
Yes, please.
That was John Collins.
Jesus Christ.
I don't even know what
about-
team he's on anymore.
He's
Where
on
is
the-
he?
he's on
That
the
makes
Jazz.
sense, though. He's on the
He's
Jazz.
on the Jazz.
So the idea being
That makes sense.
maybe
Yeah.
Atlanta wasn't such a nice
Makes sense too,
team-friendly.
John.
You think John Collins is gonna get to Jazz this year? The
Absolutely.
music genre, that is, not the team.
Yeah, he loves Wynton Marsalis. and
He
stuff,
might
you
like, he
know.
might like it. I
He's
feel
a-
like Collins
no.
might like jazz.
Maybe he's a
music.
Coltrane guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, just anyway. All right. Here's another one.
Okay.
All right, and this will be a different format. Okay, for 2 points.
We're still figuring out the format.
Yeah, yeah.
Format's still under construction.
So this is a little bit of trivia I found a little slightly interesting.
Okay.
Warriors Kings, Game 5. What was Draymond's shooting split? Whichever one of you gets closer, I'll give 2 points.
Shooting split, so all three: field goal, 3-point, and free throw.
Yeah, like let's say he went 5 for 10 or whatever, 5 for 16, blah blah blah.
So just from the field
From the field.
Okay.
Field goal percentage. Basically.
Okay.
I mean, you can answer.
In Game 5.
Game 5, Kings Warriors.
So
I
field
think
goal
the series-
percentage.
Field goal percentage.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go with 72%. It's got to be an odd. I don't know. I'm
Yeah, you
thinking
can
an
say
oddity.
you can say a percentage. Yeah. Okay. Danny.
Wow, 72. I'm gonna say. Now, who gets this point? Do we have to be right on the money?
No, the person who's
Who-
closer.
So I could. Can
That's
I
2
price?
points.
Is this price or right? Can I go like?
No.
What does that
We're not
mean?
doing
I
that
don't even
style.
know.
Right. No.
Whoever's closest.
All right, I'm gonna go 64%.
Okay, and that is gonna go to Charles. He actually shot 8 for 10 from the field.
That's what I was
10,
thinking. I thought I was
8%.
gonna say it was
Oh.
gonna be like 9 of 11.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah,
was
that was
thinking.
good.
That's a good. Yeah.
8 for 10, 21 points. And here's a
Don't
bonus.
remember this game at all.
When was the last time before that game that Draymond scored over 20? Give me a month,
Oh wow.
or whoever's closer.
So what month was the playoffs? Because I really don't remember. Is that like May? or-
April or May?
April?
May.
Yeah.
May. It was May.
May.
May or it had to be May. May or June, I guess.
I'm gonna go December.
Of what year?
Shit.
Of that season?
Yeah, I
I
was
think
gonna go
it-
that season.
I think it's the previous year, and I think I will go with March of the previous year.
Okay, I'm gonna give you both a point on that one because it was December, but it was in 2019.
So
Wow.
Chuck was
So
closer
Chuck was
in terms
closer,
of
but you did say
actual
the
time
correct
frame,
month.
But I got the
so
correct month.
I'm gonna
Okay,
give
I'm
you
not
a point
mad
for
at
that.
Sure.
splitting a point there.
Okay.
Okay.
And
2019. Wow.
yeah, isn't that crazy?
I mean,
I wouldn't have thought. But yeah.
Mr. Single.
And then yeah, fucking. Okay, I have one more quote I'll throw at you guys. This is probably going to be difficult. So I'll give you a hint and tell you what team if it seems too crazy. I'm playing pickup in these small New Jersey gyms. It's dark and I can't see a thing, but it's gotten a lot better now. I'm sure an NBA arena with great lighting, it should be fine. I think everybody in my family was kind of spooked, and I didn't want to show them that I was spooked, but it was definitely tough.
Wow. When can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Well, I guess you have your own hint. When was this quote quoted?
This is like a recent quote.
Recent quote?
Yeah. I can tell you the team. Because I feel like otherwise it might just be too hard.
I kind of want to take a stab at it without knowing the team.
Yeah, take a stab. I'll give you 5 points if you can get it.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Mikal Bridges.
Charles, you want to try?
Nets are still in New Jersey, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like I've read or heard this the other day, but I just
Really?
cannot remember.
I've never heard
I don't
this.
even know where I found this quote, but
Yeah.
it was on like ESPN or something.
Is it a Tom? Is it a? What are the twins who got drafted?
Ahmed and Asir.
Thompson.
I feel like it's the one on the Detroit Pistons.
Asar.
Sarah Thompson?
No.
Dang.
Sorry. Okay, all right.
Okay.
For 4 points. No, let's make it 3. For 3 points, he's on the T-Wolves.
Oh, I know who this is. This is Cat.
No.
What? Isn't he from like Jersey or somewhere?
I think he is actually. Yeah, but I guess this guy is too.
Jaden McDaniels.
No, sorry guys.
Who is it?
Who was it?
It's our favorite guy.
It's our
isn't
favorite
it?
guy. It's not
my-
Gobert. It's Kyle Anderson.
Okay. Slow hand himself.
Slow hand
there was-
himself. He had an eye injury, I believe.
Asar was like,
Oh.
someone was saying I think he was like at his high school gym and like playing, and I think somebody else on the team was like, you need to start playing in some real gyms.
You're not
Yeah.
in high school anymore.
All right.
Yeah, poor guy. I guess
Good.
he was
Okay.
like light sensitive. So that's my trivia for today.
Oh, okay.
Current score is 1-4, Danny to Charles. I mean, I have some extra quotes if you want more, but I think that's pretty good.
You satisfied?
Okay, I'll show you. I'll throw you an easy one.
Okay.
One last one.
Whose turn is it?
You did guess last, so it's going to be Danny's turn again.
Okay.
He came in the middle of the season last year. We didn't have much time. We went straight to playing games. It takes time to build chemistry, especially on the court. We have the whole training camp and the preseason too. I think it's going to be way better.
Wow. Now my initial thought is this is a Suns player. This is like Booker or Ayton talking about KD, but I think it's a ruse.
I will
I
say
think-
this is a pretty recent. Sorry, go ahead.
I think this is Luka Doncic talking about Kyrie.
Ding, ding, ding.
Wow!
That's very good. All right, I'll give you.
I did not expect
I'll
to
give
get
you
that.
2 points for that.
Okay.
The wayward.
I'm like Dumbledore with.
Yeah, I
Gryffindor.
know.
Gryffindor.
So yeah, that's it for NBA trivia today. Thanks for tuning in.
Now is time for the most anticipated segment of the podcast. Our World Series predictions. Oh,
how we'll end
jeez.
this.
Would you look at that?
Would
We
you look
ran
at
out of
the
time.
Oh, no. Tune in next time.
All right,
in
but who
next
do you
time.
like?
And for the World Series?
Yeah, quick
Quick,
hit.
I don't even know.
Who you got out of the AL?
AL, I got Rangers.
All right, I'll take the Astros out of the AL.
Orioles all the way, baby.
Orioles.
Okay. And out of the NL, I'm just gonna say the Braves. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna say the Braves.
I'm not going to argue with that.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I got the Braves.
Wait,
Three Braves.
are the Marlins
The Marlins are in it. They're
NL?
yeah.
Okay, I got them then.
You got the Marlins.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're going to surprise us.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So we got Braves,
Braves.
Marlins.
whole thing.
No, from the NL.
So you got the Orioles.
The
winning?
O's.
Okay.
O's will
O's, Braves, and Braves. You heard it
Braves,
here.
Braves.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Exactly.
In the
wait, but that's three different
2023.
things.
That'll
All
be
right.
postseason.
Well, great thanks to everyone who is gonna listen to this.
Start spreading the news. They were ending the pod.
the pod. That was no shot.
That was
Wait,
no shot.
Is this a podcast or the end of the Yankees game?
This is a podcast or a Frank
Yankees.
Sinatra hit.
We got to get your dad on here as a guest, man.
Oh yeah, eventually we're gonna.
Let's wait till we get good.
Yeah, let's wait till we get good at this.
For sure.
Get some
Well,
more episodes.
I want to
on
bring
there.
gotta get my
Yeah?
dad on the pod too.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Alrighty.
I'll get my dad.
Well, hope everyone has a good day. This has been the No Shots podcast.
Thank you for
No
listening.
shots with Chuck and Duck, and we're out. No Shots podcast brought to you by Applebee's.
And BetMGM.
The No Shots podcast is brought to you by